All right, so challenge number 2. Basically, throughout the course of this project, we worked to understand the effects and different animations that we can do with jQuery. So in our case, we looked at slide down, slide toggle, fade toggle, and we worked with those independently. They're provided to us from jQuery. But we can actually customize this even further. We could combine basically all the animations we did into one. So for instance, we could have something slide down and then have the text fade in. Anything really that you can imagine doing as a transition or animation, you can do with jQuery. So how are you going to do this? Well, you're going to use something called animate. Animate is a method I think we touched on a little bit in the project. But what animate is going to allow you to do is to combine multiple effects. So if you scroll down through the documentation, you can see some of the things we have control over, and there's some examples below. So you can adjust the capacity, you can adjust the positioning, you can adjust the height. And I would encourage you to Google around for more options online as well, but this will give you good documentation as to how it's structured, passing in multiple properties to animation. And I would encourage you to get as creative as you want. You could adjust the font size, you could adjust the opacity, you could add a background color. You could really do anything that you can dream of. So play around a little bit with the animate method and look for other examples online as well as the documentation as well. Okay, so that's step 1 of your challenge. Step 2, I'd like you to just get into the HTML because we didn't have to spend too much time there. We worked mostly in the JavaScript file, but I would encourage you to add a 4th question to this FAQ page. You could add more if you're feeling so inspired. So that's just going to, make it look a little bit more interesting, having more questions on there than just our 3. And as a last challenge, what I would like you to do is replace one of the answers that we have here with an image or GIF that'll be revealed when the question's clicked. So our question-answer pairs right now are pretty predictable. But if you were able to add an image or GIF, that would make it a little bit more interesting. So if you need help finding a cool image or GIF, you can go to Giphy. And you basically want to go ahead and download the image, basically pull it to your desktop just like we had to with the images for the first project. It's always best practice to include the images in your project, so in case a link ever dies or an image is removed offline, that your project doesn't suffer. So in order to do this for this project, we could basically just grab one of these GIFs here, and you're going to go ahead and actually you could pull it to your desktop and rename it, and then we'd actually want to go ahead and create, we have our assets folder already. You can just go ahead and add that GIF into your assets folder, and then for the answer, you're basically just going to link to the correct path. Okay, so you should have everything you need. Get as creative as you'd like with adding questions or replacing the current questions. GIFs or images are welcome in more than just one of the answers if you'd like. And get creative with that animation. There is really so much you can do, so try something a little bit out of the ordinary. And once again, please submit your project. There's information down below. Me and the 1 month team are going to give you feedback on it, and I can't wait to see them.